Thank you very much for the wonderful introduction, and also great to know the history of what I did. I just forgot a few of them, but but it's great to be able to share my 2 cents of how I believe it's best to live your best life during a crisis. Um, for me, it's a little bit scary to do this, just because normally I always love to be surrounded by amazing people, to be able to feel your energy. But I'm going to do this today simply by talking to you via a virtual system, and hopefully that you will not be sleeping, focusing attention, and really having candid conversation with me. As you may know, and we talked about the reason why we're doing this. I think it's very important for us to stay focused and develop the right mindset, especially during a time of crisis. So for the next 60 minutes of your life, I want you to really invest your time and energy into understanding, participating, and making sure you're engaged in whatever discussions and opportunities they're going to present in the next few slides. What I'm going to talk to you about today is about me, my journey, and the things I have encountered through life, which are to me lesson learned, but also to me the right things to be able to develop the right mindset for future leaders, for people who really want to bring value and do a little bit more to life instead of the status quo, instead of the normal. So it's next time, hopefully, I hope that I could do this live in Turks and Caicos. I enjoyed it last year when I was there for a short period, and I think Stacey and the team and Sonia, you all did a great program that really experienced a great island. So I'm also thinking as well of my next vacation, hopefully once this is over, to come back to meet you guys all in Turks and Caicos. So I would say let's get started. As said, it's not going to be about what I'm doing or what I'm doing as a work or as a job, but today we're going to talk about you as an individual, as a person, and how you can influence yourself and the ones around you to live your best life during this COVID-19 situation. A little bit of background about myself. This is a beautiful picture for the ones who know the island of Bonaire. I was born and raised on the island of Bonaire, born in Holland, but raised in Bonaire, sorry. Ever since I was 4 years old, I moved to this beautiful country. And currently I'm living in Curacao, which was also a small video that I showed at the beginning, just to give you a glimpse of, for the ones who don't know the island, of what Curacao is all about. And at the end, if we have time, I have a full video of the destination. So the first order of business from my side is, let's do a quiz. I'm gonna ask Sonia for some support. Let's do a quiz to test if all of you did your homework. That to me is my first test to really understand if you guys complete the assignments that I asked you for. So just tell me very open and honestly, either it's a yes or no, or if even yes, maybe you didn't shower, because I know during this quarantine times, most of you were thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna wake up and then sit at a table. But I really wanna have a feeling of who I'm talking to and how ready are you for the next couple of minutes of your life. So based on that, Sonia, tell me, what are the results? People still voting, so you're still taking your time to think if you took a shower or not, or you completed the assignments?
Yeah, so we're up to 66% of them have now weighed in. And we are looking at, the majority of people did their homework, Miles. 62% did their homework, 29 didn't. Oh, there was still more coming in. Okay, so we do have 7% saying, yeah, but I didn't bother to take that shower today.
And there's a question there, how do I participate in the poll? The poll should pop up on your screen if you're watching it from your device, right?
Yes.
Well, let's share the results and then we'll see. And then we have some more polls. This is just a test to really see if all of you did your homework. So the majority of you said yes, 64% said yes. 29% said no, and 1% and 7% said yes, but they didn't take a shower. At least they're honest. So, but this is just for me to get a feeling of what I can expect. Of course, during the next few minutes, if you did not do it, you still have some time. So what's very important is for you to grab some pieces of paper and have individual and cut them down into 19 pieces and make sure you have that ready for during the presentation. So, but we will start anyways with the next following slides. Expectations. The first thing I want to do is talk to you about what are your expectations in terms of what do you expect in the next 58 minutes or 55 minutes remaining of our conversation. I want to be able to customize whatever I'm going to talk to you today as strictly as possible, as close possible to whatever you're needing, whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking about during this crisis. So please share with me during the chat whatever your expectations are, because I assume that you're investing now an hour of your life and you did just not show up just because you're being paid for it or just because there's nothing to do. There must be a reason why you said, you know what, let me sign up for this webinar. It might be as well that Sonia or Stacey begged you or told you, you know what, you have to sign up, but just let me know your expectations. Share with me in the chat your expectations for the next 57 minutes remaining for me to understand what you're really looking for. Not everybody at the same time.
And the chat is wide open, you guys. You can just drop those comments right in the chat area. If you want to send them just to the panelists, you can do that as well. Or you can leave it that it goes out to everyone for everyone to see. Up to you.
Okay, I see some, Robinson says good to go, fine. Andaya said a power boost on personal development. That's very important, and we will touch base on that. Personal development and great opportunity. Okay, I will cover that topic as well. Mr. Robinson or Jamil. Personal development, great opportunity. Okay. Self-improvement, personal development. Self-improvement is, I think, one of the main topics we're going to be discussing about today, but talking about really taking those risks. And I'm going to talk to you about some clear examples of how people do or do not take this seriously sometimes in life. So I will touch base on that as well. Okay. I'm going to read and develop more confidence. Okay. And I see, let's be positive about the future and bring back our clients. That's another position as well. And only not being positive about the future, but also being realistic. And we have to prepare our mindset for what a realistic future will look like. And that we will be discussing that as well throughout the journey. I lost sight of my goals, so looking for ways to return that vision and my best self despite of quarantine. Perfect. I think what we're going to do during this session is really talk about those goals as well and how to really identify what is truly valuable and important to you during these times of crisis and for you to focus on. So I'll leave it up to that. As for expectations and throughout the journey, please stop me at any time if you have a question or a chat. And I hope that I'm as clear as I could be during the next couple of minutes. I want to start off by talking to you. Let me just move the camera a little bit there. I want to start off by talking to you about something called growth. Growth in the sense of everything that we do in life, we have to strive for personal growth. And I'm asking you this, I'm telling you this again, that we have to be selfish enough in life to really demand growth and strive for personal growth. Most of the time, we're so caught up in the things in life about work, about family, about things, about money, about issues that don't really matter. And we forget about the selfishness to really choose for yourself and strive for personal growth. And to me, growth as a person, as you see me standing here, is like if you are a tree, it's like your branches and you're growing as a person. Either you have a bigger branch or you have more leaves or your roots are stronger. But it's important to work on your foundation, because based on your foundation, how strong and where you're going will tell you how far or how strong your branches are, or how your leaves are, how green your leaves are. So it's important for you to be as critical and selfish enough for your own personal growth to be able to jumpstart your journey on where you want to go. Because we're all always focusing on, oh, I want to be the palm tree waving, I want to be on top, I want to grow, and I want to have the tightest and biggest branch, but we forget about the importance of your foundation. If you do not really feed your foundation, your mindset, your soul with the right tools and ingredients, your branches will only stay there, but with the hurricane, it will pass away. And with all these simple struggles in life, you have to make sure that you're right there and your foundation is strong. So today, I'm going to talk to you about something very easy. What are those ingredients that I call, in my humble opinion, are needed for personal growth? It's the same when you're making your favorite meal or your favorite cup of tea. You have those ingredients that you put in. If it's a cup of tea, you're drinking, for example, lemonade, or you're drinking with lime and sugar, etc. Those are your ingredients to make the cup of tea the best. The same as your favorite meal, the same as whatever that you like in the kitchen. And today I'm not going to talk about salt and pepper, but I'm going to talk about those ingredients that you have to continuously put into your life to be able to live your best life, to be able to convince and have that motivation to move forward. So with that said, I want to ask you again, that was a small introduction, but I want to ask you if you're ready. And if you are really ready, I want you to stand up. If you're sitting by your table, just stand up. If you're sitting on your couch or in your bedroom, on your bed, stand up. This is not the time, because in the next 50 minutes remaining, we're going to talk about the most important and valuable asset we have in life, which is you, your personal asset. And your personal asset, I want you to stand up. And I want you to close your eyes, which is very, very, it feels weird because you're doing virtually this. I want you to, and I'm going to trust that you're doing this. I want you to close your eyes and really go back to that feeling that you had when you were between 3 to 6 to 7 years old. That feeling of your childhood. And if you close your eyes, it goes back even down to the smell, about the people that were around you, about the feeling that you felt whenever you woke up in the morning, when you were 3 to 4 to 5 or 6 years old. And that feeling is one of the most important feelings that you have to hold on tight to. And we're so caught up in life sometimes that we forget the basis and the importance of this feeling. And I'm going to talk about this feeling throughout this conversation in the next 50 minutes remaining. So the first assignment was grab a picture, your picture, when you were 3 to 8 years old, close your eyes and try to feel the youth vibrations about it. And I want you to identify the best feeling that you had during that time. And it's not only about having the picture, but I really want to test to see if you're really, really doing it. I want you to have that picture. Either you have it printed, you take a picture, or you have it on your phone. I want you to post it on your favorite social media platform. If it's in post on a story, on your timeline, on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, I want you to get that feeling out of your body. And I want you to describe that feeling in the next 2 minutes. I'm going to give you exactly 2 minutes. Describe the first feeling that you're getting when viewing your picture of your childhood. And with that picture, I want you to as well, and if you're open for it, I want you to tag me, Miles Mercera. Just tag me on Facebook, just for me to then read it later on, because I really want to get to know your story. And throughout the journey, I will try to see if I can read them as well. For me, I will not be talking about it, but it's important for you to be able to describe this feeling. And this feeling will be the basis of foundation of everything to come. And we're going to be talking about it in the next few minutes as well. So I'm giving you a few more seconds, and then I'm going to read your stories, but not during this meeting, afterwards. But I just want to see if you're really, really paying attention and if you're doing whatever I'm asking you to do. Sonia, did you post your picture yet? That's the
I'm staring at this picture like, is this really something I want to put out to the public?
Correct, and that's exactly what we're talking about in life. We're always thinking about, oh, is this my best picture? What would people say if I post this picture, or if I describe my feeling? It's a personal feeling and so selfish to you that you have to be selfish enough not to care about what others might think or feel of your post, of your picture. Because in life, we're so caught up in life thinking about, oh, if I don't get these amount of likes, oh, maybe I'm not that important, or maybe my picture wasn't that relevant. And I want you to focus on yourself today in the next few minutes, really discussing about your feeling. Identify that feeling of your childhood and describe it in a few words, and pose that picture that represents the childhood of yours. I see some tags coming in, so that's nice. As we continue on, because I'm going to give you some time to do it, but as I'm continue on talking, I'm going to talk about the importance of this feeling. And the importance of this feeling will come up in every slide I'm going to be talking about. On your screen right now, you have a mirror, and then the question is, who am I? The first lesson in life we're going to talk to you about during the crisis, but also in general during life, is the question, who am I? And I'm not asking you today to answer it for yourself, but I'm going to ask you the question about me, because most of you do not know me. I'm going to ask Sonia to pull up a poll section again with some things that I want you to answer in the next couple of 60 seconds. So I want you to be really, really fast in answering the poll questions that Sonia will be asking about who am I, which is the second poll. And I want you to fill it in based on your thinking, observations, whatever that you just saw in the last couple of minutes. See some beautiful tags on Instagram and Facebook already from the followers. That's nice. Do we already have enough people who signed in, Sonia, or not signed in, who participated in the poll?
I want us to get to at least past 50%. We're climbing.
Is it so difficult? This is your first reaction based on the poll. If you had to choose on these following categories, what would you say?
All right, so we're going to end it in 5 seconds. All right. Let's share those results.
I wonder. Okay, let's see. 63% said I'm 34 years old, 44% said I'm 32. A few, let's see, the majority said I'm in a relationship, and then followed by being married. Do I drive a new car? 56% said a second-hand car. Okay. Which of the following educational degrees do you have? Multiple. Okay. 44% said all of the above. Okay, they listened maybe to the intro. And what would you say if I'm rich or poor or middle class? 44% said I'm middle class, and 38% said I'm rich, and 19% said I'm a millionaire. Ooh, I love that. Well, I'm looking at the chat because I saw the branding part of the, okay. I'm looking at why I'm asking these questions is pretty easy. I'm talking about my first impression to you. And you might be wondering why I'm asking these questions, but this is exactly my first lesson learned in life, is first impressions. And that's basically covering personal branding. That's covering how you look, how people perceive you to look, where they box you in. And one of the first lessons I learned in life is always people are going to judge you, whether it's positive or negatively. And in a simple game like this, without all of you, none of you knowing me, you're already judging me based on maybe what I have on, if I'm rich or not, based on my background, or based on my job, based on whatever I'm doing, that you're telling, you know what, this guy might be married or he has a second-hand car. And I'm asking you these questions is just because in the first 10 minutes of our presentation, all of you were thinking in the same way. Oh, I see him sitting there. Oh, I think he has like a bald head maybe coming on. Oh, he's black, but I thought he would be white. Oh, but what is he doing? But is he rich or not? And that's the first lesson in life, that people will judge you. And that's part of the first impression. But what's important that we have to take away from this is, don't let somebody's opinion be your destiny. Make sure that whatever opinion that you feel people will have of you in whatever situation you have in life, make sure that that opinion isn't your destiny. Oftentimes we're accepting opinions of others as the new normal, as what is real. Your realness isn't my realness. And in life, oftentimes we neglect whatever we're feeling on our own, and we don't accept that our voice can also be heard. Our opinion matters for myself and for the world as well. And that doesn't mean that you have to be rude, but just also accepting that another person's opinion does not always have to reflect your destiny and where you're going. If people tell you, for example, oh, this job isn't for you, who are they to be able to decide that for you? You are the one that have to take these decisions on your own, based on your own ambition and capabilities and self-awareness of where you are in life. So the first lesson in life, which really, really talks about something very, very fundamental, talks about first impression, talks about the way people see us and the judgment that you will get every time you walk into that room, every time the kid that sits in front of the class. People will judge. And it's up to you to make sure that the judgment doesn't become your destiny if you do not want it. The second part of life, which is very, very important, talking about living your best life, is something that we all talk about on a daily basis, the comfort zone. But the comfort zone is something that is easy to say, but in practical, in theory, and what we do in life on a daily basis, we're always consistently in our comfort zone. I'm going to give you some examples. The place you're sitting right now, watching me, listening to me, is the exact same place that you did the rest of the webinars. Most of the time, the breakfast that you ate today on this, whatever it is, Tuesday, Wednesday, I forgot the days of the week, might be as well the same breakfast that you had last week. The groceries that you buy every week in the grocery store is exactly the same line that you take, the same fruit, the same egg, the same cheese, type of cheese, because according to you, you don't like that other type of cheese. Or according to you, you always try to park at the same parking spot when you go to work. Those are all signs that you're living within your comfort zone. You're choosing for comfort. You're choosing for what is known. And in life, what is very, very, very important for you to see new things and accept new things and cherishing things in life, you have to make sure that you challenge yourself to go out and move out of whatever is what is known to you as your comfort zone. In one of the things, assignments, I've asked you to have two chairs. And I'm going to ask Sonia, for the ones who are following us right now, there's an opportunity right now for two of you to join me on as a panelist. If you want to join me, and if you're up for it, Sonia is going to see who is the one waving their hand. Just wave your hand. And then Sonia will move you from attendee to the panelist, and for us to see you and to turn on your video screen. And mic, of course. And I wonder who's up for this challenge, because this is the first step of stepping outside of your comfort zone. Because you came into this meeting and thought, you know what, I'm gonna just sit and see what happens. Maybe not taking a shower, not putting your makeup on or your best outfit. And we have the first one here, J-Dev, right? You can turn on your mic and screen, and you have Robin. Just put your screen on as well. Yes. Hey, Robin, how are you? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Hey Miles, how's it going?
I'm good. Thanks
Awesome.
for joining me in this session and taking on the challenge of stepping out of your comfort zone, because you're stepping now into a webinar that wasn't planned for people to see you.
Yes, but it's fine. I'm stepping out. I'm ready. I'm ready.
And I'm also looking at the JDEF. Your video isn't on.
Yes, I am technically figuring out how can I do that.
Okay.
You should see a request from me that says ask to start video. There should be a prompt right there for you.
And Sonia, we want to see you too.
I see that. It's refusing for it to happen. I think I know why. And so if you can send me that prompt again, I'd be happy to answer it. And then
okay. There it goes.
Yes, perfect. Well, congratulations, because you're the first ones as well to stepping outside of your comfort zone and stepping into the webinar. I'm going to do a challenge with you. The assignment was that you have to have two chairs around you somewhere, and I want you to open one of those chairs or put in the chair next to you and sit on it. And I see the face of Mr. Let me pin this video, then we can see you. And I see your face, Mr. J-Def, right?
Yeah.
And what's the first feeling that came to your mind upon sitting on the chair?
Why wasn't I sitting on this one before? Because this one's more comfortable.
Correct. Talking about comfort zone. The same question for you is, what else do you feel stepping into this webinar?
Definitely a little bit out of my comfort zone. I feel happy that I did it, because now I feel like I'm getting the most out of it, and already like on a journey to getting like a little bit of the best self out of me again.
That's true. That's true. And that's exactly the feeling that we all have to pray for on a daily basis. Robin, I want you to do the same. Tell me, are you sitting in another chair?
So for me, it's the exact opposite. So this chair I'm sitting in now is far less comfortable, and which was the first thing that came to mind. Just a little bit of gratitude here that I'm able to have such a comfortable chair of the other one that I'm which is my work chair, and how much I actually value that. And then for the second question, actually to be challenged is quite an exciting thing, because now in our day-to-day lives, when you're in the same house, you're in the same habitat, you're in the same, doing the same routine stuff, it's very hard for you to be challenged, and you know, when you start really processing your mind and into this different environment, it tinkles, and it's just, you know, it's a nice feeling to have. So yeah,
True.
definitely. Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today is the comfort zone. And comfort zone does not always mean that, oh, I need to buy a new car, I need to go to a new exotic destination. Comfort zone starts with the simplest things in life, changing your routine on a daily basis, and don't accept your routine as your normal. And during a crisis, the one thing that I hate as much as everybody's talking about it is, when will it become normal again? When can we go back to whatever we were doing in the past? Ladies and gentlemen, we have one opportunity right now, right here, to move out of that comfort zone, to really, really move into a new era. Dare new things, try new things. And maybe we were doing things completely wrong for the past 1,000 years. And we have now an opportunity to wipe it all away and start over. And as long as we do not fall back into our old routine, we're moving forward. And we have to push ourselves every day, starting with the smallest details, from preparing your egg, sitting in another chair, knowing which chairs that you like or not, is exactly what you have to do to be able to live to the expectations of being outside of your comfort zone. So I'm going to I'm going to thank as well our panelists who joined us, Robin and CHATA, for joining me for the next, and then I will see if you are open again and to join back later on for another exercise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. As we continue, and Sonia, if there's any questions, just let me know. I will just continue on. As we continue, we already did this one. I want to ask you another question. Do you really, 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 really deep down believe in your goal? And the majority of you would say yes. And I want to see that yes in the chat. If you have a goal in life, do you really, really believe in it? And if it's a yes, just share it with us via the chat for me to see. And if it's a no as well, let me know. One said, hell yes. Jennifer said yes. Love the thought process. Guerta. Thank you, Guerta. Sonia Simmons said yes. Very good, Sonia. I see a lot of yes coming in, and I see people raising their hand and telling excitedly that yes, let's be positive. And I want you then to hold on to that yes, because I'm coming back to the childhood feeling. I will come back to the comfort zone, and I will come back to this goal. Now that all of you have said wholeheartedly, yes, I believe in my goal, I'm going to talk to you about an important element in your life, not only during the crisis, but during the crisis, we start to see the value of it, but also important element of your life for anything that you want to achieve for your own goal. And that's what? Exactly what you're seeing on the screen, which is the basic principle of life. People, humanity, people that are around you. And the lesson learned in life that I'm talking to you about today is the most important asset that we have to invest in are those relationships with people around you. But there is a big but to it. We have to make sure that we surround ourselves with 3 types of people: the inspired, the excited, but also the ones that are really, really grateful. And I asked you the one about the goal in the beginning. Yes, we all have goals. But how many of your friends really, really talk to you about that goal? Or reach out to you, oh, how far are you along with that goal? In life, we're so caught up in everything that we do, and we forget about the importance of building those type of relationships, those conversations that doesn't drain you, but really, really lifts you up. And we have to be selfish enough, as we're talking in the beginning, selfish enough to choose who do you want to be surrounded with. If the person isn't excited enough, isn't inspired enough, or isn't grateful enough, you're not supposed to be in my circle. because that energy, that negative energy will continue to influence you, will drag you down, ladies and gentlemen, even if it's a family member. And I hear this all of the time. Oh, it's my birthday. There's this aunt that I have to invite, but I don't really like her. Don't invite her. Why do you accept that you have to invite her just because it's your aunt? The family, of course, you cannot always choose it, but if this family is toxic and does not contribute to your well-being, to your excited feeling for life, do not accept them around you, the same as with people around you. Do not breathe and live that you want more likes on Facebook. Those likes does not represent meaningful friendships. Really, really evaluate the ones who really, really talk to you and take care of whatever soul searching that you're needing or conversation that you're needing. How many times that you get an achievement in life and you get maybe a new house, or you build a new house, or you have a new job, or you maybe won a lottery, or you whatever that you have as a personal achievement, or you got a new job. How many of your friends around you are the ones on Facebook who are telling you, awesome, I'm going to share this for the world to know. Oh, let me just share whatever achievement this person had. Maybe it was a simple thing. They washed their car. Let me share this because she's amazing and she did it just while being sick. She continued to go to work. Whatever friends that you have around you, make sure that they celebrate, engage, and push you and celebrate everything that you have in life. But you also as a person has to do that back to the ones that you love around you. And this principle goes back to the feeling, especially in the Caribbean. I feel conversations sometimes people say, you know what? I can do everything by myself. I don't need anyone to support me. I don't need any money, etc. Those are all what we call slave mentality mindsets. Mindsets thinking that I can do everything on my own. Ladies and gentlemen, the first thing in life is to really, really understand that having your support system, people around you that really, really are the inspired, excited, grateful ones, are the ones that you also need. Because without that energy flow around you, you will not be able to really live your best life and succeed to the potential that we all know that each individual has. So we asked about your goal, but you have to ask yourself, how many times at a dinner table conversation did we talk about the goals of each other? When was the last time that you asked your mother of 70 years old, what's your goal in life? Why do we believe that because you reach a certain age, there's no opportunity for goals anymore? Maybe her goal is to still see a part of the world. Maybe her goal is to still have one last family reunion with everybody around you. And those are the goals that matter, ladies and gentlemen. Goals does not always relate to material things. You have to be able to have these type of conversations. And if at your dinner table at 6 or 7 p.m. during the evening or at 1 p.m. during the day, you only talk about the crazy politician or the news item that was negative or whatever happened in your country, that doesn't help your own personal development and the personal development of the ones around you. Make sure that you take those conversations down to what really matters. You and the ones around you really talking about life, talking about their goals, their ambitions, their struggles, their worries. And that's exactly the type of people that you need to have around you to be able to succeed. And it's up to you to be selfish enough to choose wisely who do you want and who do you accept to be around you in your life. The same question about the goal, we ask, for example, what is your dream? And people sometimes get this mixed up with each other. Oh yes, I have a goal, but that's not my dream. Or I have a dream, but I thought that was my goal. There is a big difference between your dream and your goal. Because your dream should not have boundaries. Your dream should not have any limitations. And oftentimes we dream in boxes because the boxes are placed here by society, and we will get to that in a few as well. Make sure that your goal might have limitations for the next short term, but let your dreams speak louder and take you beyond that hope, beyond that goal, beyond even whatever you thought that you can do on your own in life. And I want you to write down your dream on your Instagram story or your Facebook story or your Facebook post. And I'm going to dare you again, because oftentimes in life, we choose, you know what? I'm going to stay quiet and not share my dream. If you are not the ones convinced enough that your dreams matter, how can this dream be a reality? Instead of only posting on Facebook about your favorite cocktail drink or your meeting or whatever else, talk about your dreams and ambitions and be open about it. And I want you to be open right now and share your dream with the world. What is your dream? Write down your dream on your Instagram or your Facebook story, because that's the way we communicate in these days. And hashtag living my best life. Because your dream, nobody, anybody, not even Donald Trump or Obama or God can take it away from you. And oftentimes we have that mindset in the Caribbean that we're thinking, oh, let me know what, I'm not going to share that goal or that dream because I'm afraid people will grab it from me or take it away or copy it. Ladies and gentlemen, if the dream is destined for you, it will be for you. It is meant for you. But if you constantly accept and think in ways that, oh, you know what, I do not want to share my dream because I'm afraid of people grabbing it from me, it will never come to you. And it's up to you to be able to be convincing enough of your dream that it's okay to share your dream. One of my dreams in life is to be able to retire when I'm 35 or 36 years old. I'm going to talk to you in a few about how and why as well. And in the beginning, we were asking about how old am I? I'm just turned 32 this week on the 27th of April, on Monday, which is King's Day. And I want you to be able to be open enough in sharing that dream, because that dream is bigger than anything that you want in life. And hopefully all of you did post on your Instagram or your Facebook about that dream. And if you did not do it, we're going to talk to you about why you're not doing it as well, because I know what's holding you back. But if you do not let it out in the universe, it will never come to you. I'm going to talk to you about that in a while as well. So as we continue on, I've asked you two things: your childhood memories, your dream right now, to share it with the ones around you, because in your social following, those are the ones who are around you. Those are the ones who are really, really looking in what you do. And you have to then evaluate, how do people respond to your dream? How can people contribute to that dream? Who are the ones really, really daring to share your dream, to say, you know what, you're awesome and you will reach this dream? Because those are the type of people that you need around you. And we're going to talk about that as well. But at the same time that you wrote down your dream now on your phone and on your channels, I want you to really understand that whatever you're thinking or dreaming about today, dream bigger, ladies and gentlemen. Whatever you're drinking today or dreaming about today isn't enough for 2030 and the year 2025, or even the year 2050. Because your dreams are all constrained by certain frame of references and what you know and what you do not know. And I want you to challenge yourself, the same as stepping out of your comfort zone, to dare yourself to dream bigger. So whatever you thought of is your dream for today that you wrote down, make sure that you're pushing yourself to dream even bigger and accept that you can do even more. And oftentimes I hear this in the Caribbean, is I want us to give ourselves the permission to live a bigger life, step into whatever we're meant to be stepped into, and stop pretending to stay small or to keep Your mindset that you have to remain small just because we're a small island in the Caribbean, or just because we have only 4 to 5 schools in our country. No, that doesn't mean that we have to think small. That doesn't mean that we cannot dream big. It does not only mean that you have to go live in the USA to be able to dream big, or you have to go live somewhere in the UK to be able to dream big. No. Living on a small island paradise can also allow you to dream big for greater things in life, for bigger things in life. And we have to stop pretending to keep our mindset small and accept that we have to remain in that mindset. And oftentimes I hear it as well, for example, in our national anthem. Oh yes, a small nation, a small country, a small rock with love, and we are small and we keep, no. We too can be big, and we too can accept that life is meant for greater things. But we have to remove that mindset that we have to pretend to remain small. Ladies and gentlemen, society will continue to put you in boxes. Whether you like it or not, all of our dreams and ambitions are all based on what society told us. A few examples again, when you were growing up, when you were born, oh, you got a baby boy, I'm gonna give you something blue. Oh, you got a baby girl, their party needs to be some color in it and some, what we call in Curacao, roze. In Dutch, they call it roze or rose in our language, or pink in English. Who told us that blue is for boys and pink is for ladies? Who told us that? Who told us that whenever you finish your education, for you to be successful, you need to buy a new car? Oh, because you have a new car, this person might be successful in life. Oh, but after your new car, after education, I need to then build a new house. Who told us that building a house is what contributes to your success, or that makes you successful, or that makes you better than anybody else? It just puts you in debt. It just puts you in the society box that you will continue to pay for that mortgage until you reach the age of 60 or 65. And we have to force ourselves not to go with the flow of what society has always taught us about. We have to force ourselves to really, really value that our time and energy and creativity and mindset has more value than just paying that ends meet every month, paycheck by paycheck. Because society has taught us for us to depend on the government welfare or system to be able to reach our goals. Society has taught us that for you to be successful in life, you have to do a master's degree. You have to go to this and this educational background. That's bullshit. Don't let society put you in boxes, because those boxes would limit your goals and dreams in life. I have another question for you. Do you really love what you do? I'm not talking about like. I'm not talking about if you really evaluate yourself today, if you're 40, 60, 25, whatever age bracket you are, and you have a job, and you have to think to yourself, do I love what I do? Do you really love what you do? And I'm gonna ask Sonia to do a poll on this. And I want you to tell me open-heartedly, do you really love what you do? Yes, no, or I actually do not know. I wonder what the results are in the next few minutes. Sonia, how are we there? How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing well. They're coming in quickly. Most people absolutely love what they do. We have a few people that say that they actually don't know. Right now, there's no one responding with a no, right? That's interesting.
That's interesting. And that's not only always surprising, but it also talks about sometimes people saying yes without really, because they're thinking, oh no, but maybe I have somebody there listening and they're seeing their results and they can't know what they're doing as a job. But at the same time, people also can say, yes, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And if you're really enjoying what you're doing, I would say kudos to you. And for the ones who say, I do not know, and I'm going to ask Sonia to share the results for me to know. 18% said, I do not know. 0% said no. And 82% said yes. And I want to talk about to then the 18% who said, you know what? I don't know. And if you're also debating, or if you know people who around you are doing something that they don't really actually love to do, tell them to stop waste their time. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time in the sense of time is too valuable, ladies and gentlemen. The hour that we're spending together today and time is flying by, we're not getting this back. We're not getting this time back in life. And it's up to you to choose whatever you want to do. And I want you to I'm going to give you an example. I remember that growing up, I was taught that if you want to be successful in life, you go somewhere and you work for the company for 40 to 50 years, and then you go home when you retire. And because you were working for this company for 30, 20, 40, 50 years, that means that you're successful. Who told us that working only for one company, remaining in your comfort zone, makes you successful in life? And from the millennial mindset, we have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, of course, it might feel that, oh no, but because I'm comfortable and it's cool and the pay is good. But you do not really know that if you do not explore new things in life, see other things. And you're telling us now, yes, for your job, but what if you were doing that other part and you do not want to reach the age of 80 and then ask, you know what? If I chose to become a school teacher, what would that be? What would that look like? And it's up to you to really make use of your time, because it's a pity to wait until the end. And I always tell this to the ones around me, my time and my energy in life is much too valuable for me to work for 40 years for the company and then to reach the end where I go home with the final gift and they call you, maybe give you an extra paycheck, and they tell you, thank you for the 40 years of service. That paycheck in that envelope with a picture in the newspaper celebrating that I was working there for 50 years cannot and will not represent the value of my life. Because even if it's a paycheck of $10,000 as a bonus after 40 years, cannot represent 40 years of value of my life. So it's up to you to really make those decisions of what you want to do and where you want to go. And I've talked in the beginning about the concept of forever young in the story of childhood memories. And I want you to really, really, really understand this concept. Forever young is a mindset. And a lesson learned from my side on this field, Forever Young, talks about the mindset that you need to have. Forever young does not mean yo-yo, partying, and drinking alcohol the whole day. Forever young means that you take each day and live each day to the best of your ability and to what you really want to achieve in life. Forever Young talks about that you are not guided by the limitations and boxes that society puts on you in life. Forever Young talks about your childhood memories, which is the best feeling on earth, because when you were 3 to 6 or 7 years old, you didn't know about the limitations. You did not know that crossing a street might be dangerous. You did not know that if you walk into your kitchen and you want to touch where you are going to cook, that you can be burned by the fire, or that the oven can burn your hands. People are telling us, society, the ones around you are telling us, hey kid, watch out. Hey, don't step on this floor. Don't jump out there. Don't go outside. There might be stuff. There might be a bug. There might be this and that. And as you grow up, people start infiltrating in our minds. Oh, you're a boy, so you need to wear blue and you have to love blue. That's why the majority of people say, oh, my favorite color is blue. The same way as you grow up, people tell us that, oh, for you to be successful, you have to go to this and this and this. But you have to have a fresh mindset each and every day and make sure that the forever young mindset means that you don't let anybody's opinion or influences or limitations and failures of the past influence where you are going, because you need to be as fresh as possible in your mindset on a daily basis, and don't let that govern where you're going. And that's exactly the mindset of Forever Young. Another thing I want to talk to you about is personal development and happiness. Ladies and gentlemen, beware of destination addiction. Most of the time, we put in our energy that, you know what, when I get that husband or that person, that lady to marry, I will be happy. Or I place my happiness for a future job, for a future position, for maybe a new car. Never, ever, ever put your happiness or let your happiness be dependent on an external achievement in the future, because you will never reach it. Make sure that your happiness starts with you in your daily life decisions, in your mindset of being forever young. Make sure that your mindset is that, exactly that. Otherwise, you will always be waiting on the train for the next stop, for the next stop, without ever reaching that destination of true happiness. And happiness starts today. And happiness doesn't mean always smiling, but happiness is choosing what and will not be able to influence you. And if you have that forever young mindset and your childhood feeling as a foundation, it will guide you in life and everything that you do. And I hope, and I know I'm talking about several things during the session, and not all of you might really grasp and understand and maybe implement it. But even if I only touched one person of you today and really understanding the importance of what we're talking today, then I'm already happy, because then I have done my job. And as a person, I want you to know, and this is exactly what I tell everybody around me, always stay hungry, but never act thirsty. There's a thin line in people who are hoping for success, dreaming for success, and really wanting, that they're starting to act thirsty. Thirsty means that your ego is taking over. Thirsty means that you will do whatever it takes, even selling your soul, to be able to reach that success. But hungry means that you're taking your time and you're learning as you go, and you're open enough, hungry enough to be able to feed yourself with the right ingredients to develop your character, personality, and your mindset. And today, most of you have opened yourself up with me to be able to be hungry and to receive more information. But make sure that you never become thirsty, because thirsty people will start pushing you away. And we talked to you about the importance of having the right support system, the right people around you who really support you. So the question that I'm asking you today, and I think we're going to go about 15 minutes over time, so please bear with me. I want to do an exercise with you, which is, to me, always an important exercise for me to evaluate where I am in life. After this webinar, ladies and gentlemen, your best life will be calling you, and it's up to you on how you're going to answer it. And we've touched base on a variety of items, from first impressions and comfort zone, and about happiness, and about doing what you love, and about putting yourself in a box. But it's up to you to answer that phone call called life, and invest and make sure that that phone call is the way that you want it to be. And I want to do an exercise with you and I want you to grab your pieces of paper on something called the goals in life. And it talks about the following. Remember that I asked you about your dream and I asked you to maybe post it on your social feed? Not all of you did that, and some of you did. But it has to do with the law of attraction. It has to do with opening up your mind and letting your vibrations being spread into the universe. Does not have anything to do with a religion or what you believe in. It just has to do that in life, energy flows. If you keep on telling yourself every day that you will be late, you will be late. If you keep on telling yourself every day that you're unhealthy, you will remain unhealthy. If you keep on telling yourself every day, or the ones around you, that you're tired and I don't like this and it's too hot, it will remain hot. Make sure that you, whatever you want in life, you transmit that energy into the universe. And that's a simple thing called law of attraction. Your energy, your vibrations will attract the right people around you. Your energy and vibrations will attract whatever goals and dreams that are important to you. So today, I want you to be open enough to talk about your goals in life, not via the camera, but on your pieces of paper. Grab your pen, and you have 19 pieces of paper, and I want you to do the first exercise. The first exercise is write down 4 life achievements that made you who you are today on 4 individual pieces of paper. So you have 19. The first 4 will be on 4 achievements that happened in the past that you consider that made you who you are today. It might be an educational background or a degree, diploma. It might be that you were born. It might be a party that you had. Whatever that you did in life that had a significant impact on who you are today. Maybe that you had a son or a girl, or you had a cousin that you became a grandpa to, or you, whatever that is important to you. Please write these down, and if you're finished, just put into the chat, say yes, I'm done, and then I know exactly if we can continue on. After each 4 or 3 yeses, I will continue on with the next one, and we have a few exercises to do in the next couple of minutes. So I see the first yes. I see Dylan also saying yes, done. Mona, thanks, done. One more, and then I'll continue on with the last one or the next few ones. So the question currently is, write down 4 life achievements that made you who you are today. Okay, the majority of you is done. Sonia, you're ready? I'm gonna ask you then the next question. Write down 5 most important people in your life. So it can be anybody from your grandma to your parents to your brother-in-law to whatever. Who are the persons, the people around or in your life who are considered the most important people in your life? So just write them down, the 5 most important ones, on 5 individual pieces of paper. So we had the achievements, and now you're going to do 5 people who are important in your life. That you think that, you know what, I cannot live without it. And for the ones who did not have the piece of paper ready, you can write it maybe on your phone. You can just write them down on individual pieces of paper or on your phone in a text, whatever it is, just write them down. If you're done, just tell me yes, and then I can move on to the next one. Yes, yes. Give me 2 more yeses, and then, okay, and 1 more. It can be alive or dead. So if the person is still important to you and they already passed away, you can still write down this person's name. So the next question I have is, write down 5 things, material things that you believe that you cannot live without. It can be a laptop, Wi-Fi, it can be even food, your fridge, your car, your house, whatever that is a material thing that you believe that, you know what, I cannot live without this. Mona said done. So on your material things, just let me know if you're done and then we'll continue on. Done. Christy said done. Okay, you guys are fast, which is good. 1 more done, just tell me yes. Thank you, Robinson. And I want you, on the last pieces of paper, write down 5 goals, dreams you have in life. So anything that you still want to achieve, but for the future. So it might be a goal or your biggest dream, write them down. It can be that you want your fittest body, or you want a new house, or you want a new furniture, or you want to travel the world. Whatever that dream or goal is, write them down on 5 pieces of paper with 5 individual dreams / goals. So it can be a combination of it or any of them. And the first dreams that most of the time come to your mind, those are the dreams that matter, or your goals as well. Because throughout the session, most of you were already talking about, thinking about your dreams and goals. So I want you to really, really share on your piece of paper 5 dreams or goals that you say, this is my goal and or dream in life. And if you're done, just let me know done as well. I see 1 done here. Sonia said done. Give me 2 more, then at least then I have an average that most of you might already be done. Mona said done. 1 more, 1 more. Yes, perfect. Okay. Well, currently on your table, you have about 19 pieces of paper. If you did your calculation right, you have 19 pieces of paper or 19 things written down. And I'm going to tell you, say hello to your life. You have basically narrowed down whatever is considered to you important in your life, from material things to the people around you, to the dreams and ambitions, and to also your achievements in the past. These are the things that are basically the most influential parts of your life. So from the material things, if it's a food item or your phone is the one influencing you in your life. From people, the ones that you've mentioned, if they tell you something, most of the time, those are the ones that are the most hurtful or impactful to your life, in terms of if they say something, it might hurt a little bit more compared to another person saying the same thing, or push you into a certain direction. So now that you have your life in front of you, I want to do the following with you, and I want you to choose wisely. I want you to remove 5 items from those 19 that you believe, you know what, if I had to choose between these 5 and remaining with whatever it is left, I think then it's 14 left, I'm okay, I will still be happy. And I want you to remove these 5 things or people or goals from your life. So you have your list of 19, remove 5 of the things that you have wrote down that you can say, you know what, I can live without it. And if you're done by removing the 5, let me know and just tell me done. The first thing that comes to mind, that's the thing that you have to remove. So if you're viewing it, just remove the first 5 things that comes to your mind. I see 1 done. Give me a few more. Anyone else is done? I know it's difficult for me to really see who's doing what, but remove those 5. At the same time, that was a challenge. I know. You have removed already 5, so that means that you have narrowed down your important parts of your life. And I know it's hard, but in life, you have to make choices. And these choices are important for you to really have a good overview, because I know at the beginning, some people say, you know what, I really want to know what are my goals. I want to get back the feeling of where I'm heading. And once you remove these 5, you have a smaller area to focus on what is actually really important, because you chose to remain with these 14 over the 5 that you chose. I'm going to ask you now again to remove another 6 items from the remaining 14. So it's going to be a little bit difficult. Remove another 6 items from the 14 remaining. And I want you to be as true to yourself as possible. And I know it's hard. Choose another 6 to remove. I see 1 done here. If you're done, just let me know. See, Christy Kerr said done, Huerta said done, Mona said much harder, I know, but done. So currently, most of you have only 8 pieces of paper left on your table. If you have removed the first 5 and then the next 6 items which I asked you for. Sonia, are you done? Remember, stuck on 5. You have to choose. Remove it from your life. It doesn't mean that that you've killed them, but just for this exercise, you're removing them from the equation on what is important in your life. So right now in front of you, you have about 8 left. And if you're still struggling, please narrow it down to the 8. And from the 8 remaining, I'm gonna ask you to remove another 5. Remove another 5 pieces of paper, or if you wrote them down, delete them. If you have it on your laptop, remove the other 5 from the pieces of paper that you have written down. So from the 8, we now go to the 5, we remove 5, and you only have to have 3 items remaining. And it's okay to remove maybe a person that you love to keep your goal, or maybe to remove your goal to keep the person that you love. But it's important for you to really, really identify and choose now wisely today on April something 2020, what is important to me and what is where I want to invest my time in. So from the 8 remaining, I want you to go and have only 3 items left on your table. I wonder who's the first one who's going to tell that they're done. Huerta, okay. Mona said done. Stefanette said done. Perfect. Give me one more. One more. Sonia said done. Christy, perfect. So basically what you're seeing right now in front of you are the 3 most important goals, persons, ambitions, dreams in your life. Whatever that is left on your table is exactly where you have to invest your time and energy in. If you were asking yourself, yes, I have those 19 goals, but those 3 remaining are considered what is very, very important to you and where you have to invest your time in. Most probably, those 3 remaining is where your happiness lies as well. If for today, of course, if you do this exercise maybe in 6 or 8 months, you'll have maybe a different result, a different thing that comes into the last remaining 3. That's why I always recommend to keep on doing this exercise every 5 to 6 months, because this changes based on where you are in life, based on your achievements, based on what you have achieved or not, based on your financial position, based on the people around you. And these influences, it's important. This exercise is very, very easy. It forces you to narrow down to what is important. And finally, I want you to ask you to grab those 2 or 3 pieces of paper left, take a picture with it, like a selfie, and post it on your Facebook or Instagram and tag me if you wish. Describe your goal and vision for the future by using those 3 items left. If it's your mother's name or father's name on it, make sure that you invest time with them and go and spend time with them and see the world with them, or sit next to them and eat a healthy dinner or watch a movie. Don't make sure that you don't have their name on the top 3, but you don't make time in your schedule for them. The same with your kids or your husband or your wife. If that is in your top 3, make sure, because that means your happiness lies if they are doing well as well. The same as your goal. Now that you have your goal in front of you, make sure that you're going to describe now how you're going to reach that goal and really, really invest in that vision for the future. And I ask you to say yes to that future based on what you have described in the top 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the universe is practically ready for you. And it's up to you to make that decision. Are you really open and ready enough to live your best life? Are you really up for that challenge? We have told you already what you have to do. We have shared with you to share your top 3 items with the world. And it's up to you, if you're ready, to let the universe know what your goals and ambitions are in life, and how will you answer the best life that is calling you. Ladies and gentlemen,